Hey guys, it's your girl Carrie. Welcome back to my channel. We are taking a closer look today at a new to me brand called Sun and Moon Dips, and they are definitely known for a unique vibe and some very unique dips. So I decided to take advantage of a recent sale to pick up some new pretties to test out for you. So I'm going to go through each one of these. I'll talk to you about my ordering and shipping experience, and we'll swatch everything, and I'll give you my first impressions of this brand. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, then stick around. We'll get into it. I love trying out new small businesses. You guys seem to love it too, so I was really stoked to try this one, especially because I have a few buddies in the nail community who are always singing the praises of Sun and Moon Dips, so I definitely wanted to give them a go. Now, normally I do my unboxing with you on camera, but I was running a little short on time this go round, so I did not actually capture the entire unboxing on camera, but I did take some photos for you just as I was unpacking. That way you could kind of see, how everything arrived. But it first started with this really cool canvas bag with this custom print on it, which, guys, to me, it's the little things. Like, the little things make such an experience for me, and this is just something different that you don't normally see, and I am digging it. But let me go ahead and give you some details on how the packaging actually arrived. So everything came in this nice sturdy mailer with the cute little details on the outside. So we've got this little custom sticker on the top, and then on the back she did write my name in this kind of white chalk marker and put a little heart on there. And like I said, guys, it's the little things that I just think are so fun and really make such a cool experience. So I really love that touch. Then inside this canvas bag, everything was nicely wrapped, so I'll throw up some photos of how they came so you can see, because they're definitely not as prettily packaged now. I tried to put them back together, but not so great. But they came so beautifully wrapped, and all of the dip powder jars had that safety seal on them too, so there was definitely no spillage, there was no damage to any of the products inside, so overall very great. She also included this super sweet handwritten note, which, anytime somebody takes the time to write a handwritten note, that just goes such a long way with me. So this is a really cute little card she's got here as well. So I did order these items during a sale, so I always expect them to take a little longer to get to me when I do that. But actually I ordered this and received the order within 8 days, which I think is pretty darn good because there was definitely a weekend in there. So nothing like too crazy as far as shipping. I thought that was very reasonable. Oh, I forgot to tell you, she also includes this really nice hand file, which is actually really good quality. I always feel like people throw really cheap, junky hand files in their packaging, and I'm not trying to sound like a hand file snob, but I'd rather just don't put that in there. But if you're going to include something really high quality like that, I am all about it. So this is very similar to my Macart hand files that I always use, so I will definitely use this one today. It's very nice. Taking a closer look at the dips themselves, they do have this beautiful branding on top, so everything just looks super professional. All right, so I know what you guys are waiting for. You're wanting me to shut up and get to the swatches. We're almost there, I promise. Before we get going, do we love my new mat? Because I am obsessing over it. And on that note, let me just take a moment to thank you guys so much after the response from the video. Just gotten several orders. The shop is looking a little bare. Don't worry, we're going to be working on getting some new items for you. But she is a woman show, and she's making all these by hand. But just thank you guys so much for your kind words and the support and your purchases. I just really appreciate it so much, and I know she does too. So just a quick word on my tips. I am still wearing the Vivid Glam Co medium Coffin tips. If you didn't see my initial review and first impressions on me applying those tips, I'll have that video linked for you. But spoiler alert, these were fabulous, and I'm really enjoying these. And I'm actually at the time of this voiceover 2 weeks in and have not had any lifting or trouble at all with these. They've held their shape beautifully. So definitely recommend these, and I will have these linked for you if you want to check them out. All right, finally, swatch time. Let's get into it.
We were crazy in love, careless and young, but I wouldn't change it. You had me right from the start, you gave me your all, but something changed, yeah. And I sometimes drive you crazy, but sometimes drive you crazy. And I think that's why you've been building up this wall now. And I don't really know how I'm supposed to break it down. I tried peeking through the cracks, saw the light but couldn't catch it. Now the one is breaking down. You should let me love you, but you're making it so hard to. You've been building up this wall now, and I don't really know how I'm supposed to break it down. Said that you needed space, so I gave you it, but now you're gone, love. So out of control, high up above, can get you down, no. And I know, I sometimes drive you crazy. Yeah, I know, I sometimes drive you crazy. And I think that's why you've been building up this wall now. And I don't really know how I'm supposed to break it down. I tried peeking through the cracks, saw the light but couldn't catch it. Now the one is breaking down. You should let me love you, but you're making it so hard to. You've been building up this wall now, and I don't really know how I'm supposed to break it down. I know, baby, I know I drive you crazy, but don't pull away from me. I know, baby, I know I drive you crazy, but don't pull away from me. You've been building up this wall now, and I don't really know how I'm supposed to break it down. You should let me love you, but you're making it so hard to. You've been building.
So here were some ideas I was playing with for this mani. I love this combo of Charlotte, Meraki, and Divination Witch. I think it's so beautiful, so classy, definitely up my alley. I almost did a mani with that combo, but I found another combo I wanted to do even more. But this one right here called Harvest Moon, this is going to make a beautiful one color mani. I'm definitely going to have to do that at some point. I think it would look gorgeous matte. But I didn't really want to do a one color mani for first impression, so I settled on this combo right here, which I instantly fell in love with. I kind of felt like it was a little out of the box for me, and I love the balance between the light and the dark. So this is Wolf Moon on the left, in the middle is Wildflower, and on the right is Nova, which is like a black shimmer. So I just thought this would be a really fun combo. Alright, so I'm going to be using my Vivid Glam Dip Base and Activate here. The base is called Glue. And then to finish, I will be using my West Coast gels. Alright, I'm going to start here with this gorgeous shimmery purple called Wolf Moon on the middle finger, and then I'm going to put Nova on the thumb and the pinky, and then I will be back here in a bit to work on the foil with you and talk to you about my first impressions. Alright guys, so solids went on beautifully. I will give you my first impressions on those here in just a bit. We're going to go ahead and dip into this beautiful foil called Wildflower. And I know you've probably seen a lot of manis with this one like I have, but it was just too pretty not to use. So this is a really cool mix. It's got a little bit of everything, a little bit of soft pink and soft purple, but then it's also got some coppery fine glitter, and it's got some larger circle gold pieces, and then we've got the black foils. It's such a unique mix, and you think it would be too much, but it's somehow perfect. I don't know, it's really pretty. So what I'm doing right here is I'm kind of pushing some of these black foils out of the way because these are definitely the type of foils that will bleed. So if you did not see my last video that I uploaded on Monday about how to work with foils like this, I will have that linked for you in the cards. You're definitely going to want to use this process that I used in that video in order to apply this type of dip because of the foils. And again, let me just state that that has nothing to do with the quality of the dip or the brand or anything like that. It's just a fact of the matter that really deep pigmented foils like this are going to want to bleed when you mess with them too much. Funny enough, in that video I mentioned that the next time I did a foil dip I was going to use the gel method because I was amazed with how easy that was. But I recorded that clip of me doing that after I'd already applied this mani, so that was definitely a missed opportunity. So definitely the next time I use a foil, I would like to use the gel method for that because, as you guys know, even though I do not prefer the gel method at all, really a dip liquids girl, I can't get over how easy it was to put on the foil with the gel method. So we're using dip liquids today. I'm using my slower drying Vivid Glam Co base for this so that I have enough time to kind of mess around with everything and place glitters and foils and the like. But I like to try to get just a very light layer on the background with not as many chunky pieces and definitely not any foils if I can avoid it, and then pick up a little bit more on the second layer. So that's what I'm doing here. So while I apply this foil, let me give you my first impressions on everything so far. I have to say I was really impressed with how the shimmers applied. They're nice and smooth and flat, no trouble at all with working with them, especially this black called Nova. Now, I know I already have some favorite blacks in my collection, but this one would definitely be added to the list because it was supremely easy to work with. Now, to be fair, this is not a flat black. This is a light shimmer black, so that definitely is what is making it somewhat easier to use. Something about having shimmer in the formula just makes it a little less difficult to work with. It just somehow wants to lay better and wants to not stick to your cuticles as much. So this one was really clean. I mean, my cuticles are completely clean. Everything laid flat and smooth. I really love this black and would definitely use it again. Now, if you want a completely flat matte black, then I probably would not pick this one up. Or if you want something with more shimmer in it, maybe not. But if you're not really picky about that kind of stuff, about those kind of textures, I would definitely recommend this one. It is super easy to use and very beginner friendly. Now, of course, this foil is an absolute showstopper, and I love the way the finished nails look. But I gotta tell you a funny story about the foils. I was talking to one of my friends who has quite a few of her foil dips, and she told me one of the things I really love about her foil dips is they have such big pieces of foil in them, you know, so they really make a statement. It just really makes a fun look. So I didn't say anything, but what I wanted to tell her was that's the kind of foil I don't really enjoy. And it's no shade to any brand that uses those large foils, but I prefer foils that have like smaller pieces in them as opposed to larger pieces like this. But that said, I know that is totally a preference thing, and I know not everybody feels that way. Obviously, not everybody feels that way. I just like them when they're a little smaller, but I will say that having said that, these are very easy to manipulate. They're really easy to kind of break into smaller pieces or move around. You can see some that I even already had on the nail that I just kind of worked parts of it off while it was already on the nail, and that was really easy to do too. So it's not that they're not like that they're impossible to work with. It's just me personally, my preference is to have smaller foil pieces, but again, I know that that is not, you know, standard for everybody. Not everybody feels that way. Now with a dip like this, there is definitely a lot going on in here. You've got some fine glitter, you've got some medium-sized glitters, you've got some chunky circle glitters, you've got some foils, you've got a little bit of everything. So, you know, sometimes just having one of those things in a glitter or a foil can make things complicated as it is, but having that combination, you're definitely going to have to take your time with this one and work on arranging it, and you may find you need to do more hand placing than usual, but it is worth it. The payoff is so worth it in the end. But that's one of the reasons why I like to have a moderate to slow drying liquid for glitters like this, because it really gives me time to really work with it before it starts to settle down. So, I mean, you can kind of see when I first apply it, it looks like a hot mess, but because I'm able to work with it a little bit longer, I'm able to get it to a state that I really love it. Alright, so I did go ahead and clear encapsulate these and scrubbed off the excess clear, and now I'm just going in to activate, and I am going to use the baggie just to make sure everything presses down really flat. But overall, I did not find this extremely difficult to work with as long as I took my time. So don't let that scare you because it's got so much going on in there. Just like I said, just use a moderate to slow drying liquid and just kind of take your time. Or even better, use the gel method. I think that would have worked really well with this particular type of glitter that has so much going on. But again, make sure you go check out that video if you didn't see it for tips on how to work with dark colored foils like this, because you definitely don't want this black foil bleeding and making a mess out of your pretty glitter. Alright guys, so that was 2 layers of everything, and everything looks beautiful. I really think we're just going to need to do a bit of shape cleaning up and maybe a bit of buffing on the glitter. So I will jump off camera and do that, and then I'll be right back for some really quick nail art. Yo, that black top coated, sexy. I love that black, it's beautiful. So I decided I wanted to do a little bit of nail art in the middle of the nail because I was kind of inspired by this kind of balance between light and dark, and I really wanted to kind of like sort of dip my toes in the Halloween pond, but not really because I know it's way too early. But I don't know, I wanted a cute little accent on the middle finger, so I decided I wanted to put a cute little spider on there with some black gel paint and a little tiny detail brush. So we're going to do that really quickly, and I'm going to tell you some funny things about this along the way. Alright, so I'm using this teeny tiny brush from Painted Desert to do this work, and this is the perfect brush for it because I knew going in I didn't want something like super creepy. I wanted something more delicate and pretty. And I know what you're thinking, it's a spider, but hold that thought, okay? So I wanted this teeny tiny brush to make this teeny tiny spider, but holy cow, you guys, I bit off more than I could chew. This spider was way too tiny and way too detailed, and I'm really proud of how it turned out because, I mean, I'm not a spring chicken anymore, and my hands are not as steady as they used to be, and I have very little art skill at all to begin with, so it was a little too ambitious. So you guys don't ever let me draw anything that tiny again. Don't ever let me make anything that super detailed for line art again. That was way too much. So if you follow me on any of my socials, you know that I do not like Halloween. I just don't. I know people are going to come for me in the comments, but I'm sorry, it's not my jam. Give me Thanksgiving, give me Christmas any day. I just kind of like close my eyes and duck my head through Halloween. It's just not my jam. But I know some people are going to expect a few pieces of Halloween nail art for me, and I'll oblige, but I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to see anything creepy or scary on my nails. It's not my vibe. If I'm going to do something, it's going to be something a little more delicate, a little more subdued like this. Now, I don't know if Halloween glam is a thing or not, but that's kind of like what I was going for with this. But the reason I chose a spider is I've kind of always loved spiders ever since I was young. Now, I know that is not a lot of folks' typical reaction to spiders, but there's something amazing about them, and I've always thought they were kind of beautiful. I know y'all think I'm nuts right now, but I've always been careful to teach my daughter, you know, not to step on spiders, not to be scared of spiders, that spiders are helpful because they eat the bugs we don't want around us, and, you know, so on and so forth. So, you know, it was kind of a bit of a curve with my husband because my husband, he's not scared of them, but he's not a fan of them. So one time I caught him stomping on one and I was like, no, don't you ever do that again. Even if you don't like it, just like scoot it away or pick it up with a plate and take it outside or something, but don't step on it. I love spiders, and I don't think he ever really looked at me quite the same again. But he's learned to be a little bit more respectful of them. Now, I will say I'm definitely not somebody who is comfortable having, like, say, a brown recluse or a black widow spider in my house. Those I will find ways to relocate. But I have to say, I really do like spiders, so there's something weird for you guys to know about me. Let me know in the comments down below if you are on my same team, or if you are a team I don't like spiders. Regardless of how you feel about them, you gotta admit that their webs are pretty incredible. One of nature's most beautiful works of art, I think. All right, now that you think I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, let's finish this up and top coat it. Alright guys, so here is my finished Halloween glam mani with my delicate little spider, and I just think it looks beautiful. I love the combination with the light and the dark, and you know that that foil glitter is a showstopper. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up today with some cuticle balm. I'm using Scales of a Mermaid Hocus Pocus cuticle balm, which seemed pretty fitting for the mani, and definitely one you're going to want to grab for the fall Halloween season. It has a like a crisp green apple scent. It's so nice. Alright, so I think you have a pretty good idea about how I am feeling about this new to me brand, but let me go ahead and wrap up my first impressions. So I really enjoyed this experience from shopping to the mani. So I gotta say the shopping experience was very easy. She does have a lot of manis with some of these dips on her actual website, which makes it easier to pick out your dips. And then she does have a pretty, active presence on social media, with her own Instagram and then in her Facebook group, which I always appreciate as well. And then, of course, the delivery with all the shipping and the goodies and the little personal touches. You can know I am a sucker for that stuff, so she definitely delivered on that. As far as the dips themselves, everything performed beautifully. The shimmers were nice and smooth, and even that glitter, though it has a lot going on, was not difficult to work with as long as you took your time. And I just think it is so stunning and such a unique combo. I think she has some really amazing color combos and some unique foil dips that you're not going to see anywhere else. So I think if you are looking for something a little bit different, or perhaps you've already seen something from Sun and Moon dips that you've had your eye on, I absolutely would recommend this brand. I think you'd be happy with anything you purchase from them. And while you're there, you might consider picking up this black. I'm telling you guys, it is a really good one. Alright guys, so that is going to complete this video. So I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did, it would help me out so much if you would give me a thumbs up down below. And while you're there, if you've not subscribed already, I hope you will consider subscribing before you go. And don't forget that notification bell. We got new content coming Tuesday and Friday at 2 p.m. Central. Always dip or gel related. As always, guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend it with me. I appreciate it so, so much. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
You should let me love you. But you're making it so hard to. You've been building up this wall now, and I don't.
It's movie night, and Charlie loves chips, but Daddy's telling him no. Let's see what happens.
Hey. What are you doing? Are those your chips?
I don't think those are your chips.
No, I don't think they're your chips.
The sound of him eating chips is total dog ASMR.